Hi, it's Heather with R-Rated Reviews. I tell you that you need to brace yourself because this one is going to be like no story. This would be the most unbelievable story that you could possibly ever hear. I am in Nashville again for the AC/DC concert. And when I tell you how unbelievable my experience, and not in a good way, how unbelievable my experience has been, I've had some points, some peak points where I've really had some fantastic people. Just the situation is horrific. I'm actually at the same hotel that I did a review on for New Year's. I love this hotel. And that has all the turquoise. I did the review on it. They have the best breakfast. It's all brand spanking new. The room is spacious. Anyway, and the girl at the front desk was just an absolute delight. I mean, I came walking through the door with mascara running down my face, and it's just been, I can't even, this story is it's just gonna blow your fucking mind. So I got these tickets, bucket list tickets, because AC/DC's, I've never seen them, and they're on my bucket list, and Brian Johnson is actually performing with them. It's not Axl Rose. So I bought the tickets back in November. Coming down here late Monday night, arriving Tuesday morning on a flight. Got a car rental really cheap, got a hotel cheap, and then I was going to go to the concert and then check out and fly home the next morning. It was as cheap as you could get it done. I didn't even go crazy and get fancy seats. So last week, I'm on a job site and I get a phone call from Priceline that JetBlue has opted to no longer fly into the connecting city that my flight is going to be flying into on Monday night. So they had to change my flight. And I'm like, now I was flying out of Syracuse at 6 o'clock. So TJ was going to bring me. It wasn't going to interfere with his work day. I was going to stay over at the airport because my connection was throughout the night, and I arrive in the morning. And from the airport straight to the car rental, hang out for the day. It was perfect. And then I fly in. I took a 12 o'clock flight, 12:20, and it comes in at 8 o'clock on Wednesday night, because the concert's Tuesday night. Stay over Tuesday night, go home Wednesday. So TJ could work in Syracuse, pick me up, and it was easy. Well, Priceline calls, and JetBlue's not going to fly into that connecting city anymore. So rather than just honor all the flights that are already booked and decide not to book any in the future, they canceled all the flights. So Priceline had to find me another flight. And really, there were very few options. It was 6 o'clock in the morning or 7 o'clock in the morning. The only other flight was later in the day, and I would have missed the concert. So I took the 7 o'clock in the morning flight for Tuesday. Concert's Tuesday night. I order a Lyft because I had to be at the airport by 5, and I now live an hour from the airport. So Lyft was scheduled to pick me up at 3:45 in the morning, and I got all set and ready to go. I set 3 alarms, put the phone over by the door, so I'd have to get out of bed to answer it. I was so tired and so exhausted that I was afraid I was going to miss my flight. I'm like, please don't let me miss my flight. Well, Lyft didn't tell me. I'm waiting all night to see, we'll let you know when a driver's been assigned. And Lyft has been famous for just all of a sudden, they cancel your trip, they don't have a driver, whatever. It's 2:45 in the morning, and they tell me that a driver is going to come, but I was sleeping, obviously. That's when I got the notification that they got me a driver. I missed my alarm. And that's on me. I missed my alarm. I'm so fucking exhausted. I missed my alarm. But Lyft doesn't do anything. They won't call you. They send you a text. Your driver's on his way. They send you another text. Meet your driver. And then they'll send you a text. You missed your ride. There's a $10 fee to the driver for the inconvenience. And I felt terrible. 3:45 in the morning, this guy came out to get me. I would make a fake trip to an airport. I missed my flight. I woke up crying hysterically. I called JetBlue. They had no other flights for the day. They had one flight for the day. I would have gotten here at 10 o'clock and missed the concert. I'm bawling my fucking eyes out. I'm like, I'm tired. I slept. I've not ever in my life missed a flight. And I'm like, fucking, if Lyft had just dialed the phone, a ringing phone would have woken me up. I mean, I just, whatever. It's my fault I missed the flight. JetBlue couldn't do anything for me. There was no other flight that day. So I ate the ticket. I ate the ticket. I didn't expect anything. I called TJ. I'm like, I missed my flight. I look on Priceline, and the only flight that will get me here at 3:30 in the afternoon is $450 one way, which is more than the ticket and my entire round trip flight the first time. And I'm like, whoa. He's like, meanwhile, the hotel I had booked for the night that I was going to be traveling overnight, that JetBlue canceled, that hotel, so I was getting in the next morning, that hotel was non-refundable. So when JetBlue changed my flight, I lost the $100 on that hotel because it's non-refundable. Now I lost the whole first half of my flight, $450 for a one-way ticket, and TJ's going to drive me. I've been traveling all day. When I get the plane of connecting flights, everything costs more. They had me at the back of the, whatever. I'm going to leave the minor shit out. I bought tickets to the tailgate party in advance. So from 4 to 7 was this big tailgater party that an event host puts on. Unlimited food, unlimited alcoholic open bar. I would have done the non-alcoholic for $60, but for $75 it was on. I said, all right, I'm going to spend that much on dinner. So I bought the ticket to the tailgate party. I'm like, maybe I'll make friends. I'll have someone to hang out with because I'm here by myself. The plane touches down from Atlanta into Nashville. And my phone's been on the whole time because I got Wi-Fi. You can have your phone on. So it's not like this came through. I get an email from tailgaters. The tailgater event has been postponed to the 22nd because there's a storm coming. I immediately emailed them. I read all the terms and conditions. I'm like, there wasn't anything about cancellation. It didn't say. I'm like, I can't be there tomorrow. I'm like, I can't. I'm so disappointed I can't go to the tailgate party. And I'm waiting to hear back from them about a refund because it was $75. I already lost fucking so much money. I can't find the car rental place. I get to car rental. Fucking one person working. I'm waiting and waiting and waiting. I'm like, I'm not going to get to the tailgate party even if it wasn't today because whatever. I'm like, I missed my flight. Everyone, I missed my flight. Like, it was just bad. I go to pick up the car, and I said to the guy who's handing me the keys, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to ACDC, blah, 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 whatever. It was just making small talk. I'm like, by the way, Nissan Stadium, I'm like, do they have a roof, or is it just an open stadium? And he wasn't sure because they're building a new one. I said, well, because it's raining. And he goes, well, yeah, I would pack an umbrella. I'm like, dude, I didn't fucking pack. I'm okay. I won't melt. I'll stand in the rain. My phone goes off. The AC/DC concert has been canceled. And I just start crying. This was, it was hell all fucking day. I'm like, I just start crying. I'm like, unbelievable. I'm like, it's rescheduled for the following day. My first thought is, I'm going to miss the concert. I can't stay another day. I don't have the money to stay another day. I can't pay for another hotel. I already lost one hotel, lost an airfare, paid for a second airfare, lost the tailgater money, and now I'm going to book another flight and stay another day and another. I'm like, and like 2 minutes before that, I said to TJ, I'm starting to think that I just wasn't meant to do this. Like, for whatever reason, this wasn't meant to happen. And I just probably need to accept it. So I get in the car. I'm driving to the hotel. I'm like, well, at least now I don't have to rush to the hotel and get to the tailgate party because I missed that. That's not happening. And now the concert's fucking canceled. I'm like, what am I going to do? I start looking online just to see what options are. I called JetBlue. Now, I called JetBlue this morning, and I told you I spoke to the girl. They didn't have any other flights. I ate the ticket. I get this girl at JetBlue. And she doesn't sound like she's going to be that helpful, but I'm like, so do you guys have, like, any kind of, like, one-time courtesy for people with, like, really bad luck, having a bad day? Like, anyone who's, like, really nice, asking nicely? Because they have 3 flights I can take home on the 22nd, which allows me to stay in Nashville. They're $750, $655, and then some of them are, like, 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, I'm going to miss that fucking flight. I can't go to a concert that late at night. And then $755 for a one-way ticket, plus a change fee, the lost ticket. I'm like, I get it. I'm like, is there anything that you guys have, like, the exception for, like, the really nice people who are asked nicely and had a bad day? She's like, yeah, there sort of is. We can see what we can do. I'm like, thank you so much. I have flown JetBlue for years. I have their credit card, everything. she's like, normally there's $100 cancellation fee and a $50 change fee, and you're doing it over the phone instead of going online. She's like, and there's also the difference in the ticket. She's like, but I can get you on the flight on the 22nd for free. And I'm looking for hotels because now hotel prices are going up. I booked my hotel before the AC/DC concert became a big thing. I bought my tickets on day one, so the hotels may not have known about it yet. And I got my hotel for $91. Well, now the same hotel is $188. So there are no hotels. Most of the hotels in this area were going for $500 and $600 a night. I don't want to book a hotel because it's non-refundable again. I need to make sure I can get a flight. She's like, I can get you on that flight for free because it's a one-time courtesy. I'm like, what do you mean free? She's like, it won't cost you anything. She's like, no $100 loss for the cancellation, no $50 over-the-phone fee, and no difference in the ticket price. I'm like, my ticket was $291 round trip. This one is $750 one way, and she's not making me pay it. I start yelling. I'm like, thank you so much. You're so cool. You just made my day. You're so fucking awesome. I'm like, and I actually didn't curse at her. I'm like, thank you so much. You just made a trip that was turning into such a bad trip. Fantastic. I'm like, you're giving me hope. Maybe I am supposed to see them. She's like, let me just put you on hold. I'll get everything all set. In the meantime, I'm looking at the hotels and it tells me I can stay at the same place. It's going to cost me more money, but it's still half of what it is everywhere else. One room left at this price. I'm like, I'm not booking it until I know I'm on that flight. She's like, yeah, you're all set. I'm like, okay. I booked the hotel. Non-refundable. I paid for it. $166 after my discount and shit. Because they're the best breakfast. I didn't realize it was the same hotel till I pulled in. I'm like, I love this place. She comes back on the phone. And she's like, I'm so sorry. I can't get you on that. I can't do it. I'm like, what do you mean you can't do it? What do you mean? And she's like, well, you already used your one-time courtesy for a change flight. I'm like, no, I didn't. I didn't change a flight. She's like, yeah. She's like, you changed your flight. I said, no. JetBlue changed my flight. JetBlue decided they didn't want to fly into Boston anymore. JetBlue canceled my flight. I didn't cancel my flight. I didn't change my flight. Well, we put you on a new flight. I'm like, but you had to. You canceled my flight. She's like, there's nothing I can do. She's like, you have to the only way to do this, I can't change this flight. So you'd have to pay the $100. I said, I'll tell you what, the $100 fee, the $50 fee. I knew it was a $750 ticket. I said, I'll just pay the $150. I'll pay it. I'll gladly. And she's like, no, the only thing we can do is actually cancel that flight and give you this $100 cancellation, and then the $50 over the phone. You'll get $92 back, some shit like that, to put towards another flight. I said, then I have to book the other flight, so I have to pay the difference. So I have to pay $700. So it's going to cost me $1,000. She's like, I know, I'm sorry. I'm like, wait, no. I don't understand how JetBlue canceled my first flight, and you're telling me that that's my one-time courtesy. I'm like, you've been so helpful, because I was like, you're getting a great survey, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, sir, supervisor, there's got to be someone. I'm asking nicely. It's not a complaint. Someone's got to be able to do something. I don't see how you're holding me responsible for JetBlue, for getting a courtesy, if JetBlue's the one that canceled the flight. So she gets me a supervisor. She's like, I'm going to explain everything to her. I'm like, thank you so much. You've been so nice. The supervisor gets on the phone. And she's like, Carmen. Hello, this is Carmen. How can I help you? I'm like, well, I have to change my flight. I needed to change my flight. I said, I thought the girl was going to explain. She told me she was going to tell you everything. So, oh yeah, she told me. There's nothing we can do. I said, excuse me, why am I being held accountable for JetBlue canceling my flight? No. I go into my whole feel bad for me spiel. I should just shut up. Tell her about the flight. I missed the flight. And all of a sudden she starts changing what she's saying. Oh, no, she can't change it. She can't change it because you missed your flight. I said, no, I didn't tell her I missed my flight. That had nothing to do with it. I ate that ticket. I didn't ask for a refund. No, we changed your flight. I said, you did not change my flight. Yeah, we changed your flight. I said, no, you did not. You changed my flight last week. She said, I'm not talking about your flight last week. You have a flight tomorrow. I said, that was my round trip ticket. I've always had that flight. She will not listen to me. You need to let me explain this to you. I said, no, it was getting bad. I'm hysterical fucking crying. I'm like, she's like, you're not listening to me. I said, you're not listening to me. I didn't have my flight changed. I said, she's like, Oh, well, you're a no-show. Now it said I'm a no-show. Like, what do you mean I'm a no-show? I said, I called JetBlue this morning. Yes, and she booked you a new flight. I said, she did not book me a new flight. It was like fucking Who's on First. I finally, at the top of my line, meanwhile, I'm driving. And it was canceled because there's a tornado watch. And I'm driving, looking for hotels, flights, and getting directions to where I'm going while crying. And I'm like, I need to speak to somebody else. You are not listening to me. You're not hearing me. I said, I'm asking nicely. I'm asking nicely. There must be somebody else that I can speak to. I understand that you're a supervisor. I said, but you are not helping me. And she keeps please give me to somebody else. I would like, asking nicely, because she's gonna fucking hang up on me in 1 second. So I'm asking nicely. Please give me. Oh, I'll get you somebody right now. Sure, no problem. I'm like, yeah, whatever. So this next one gets on the phone in the escalation unit. And she's gonna tell me how it is. She winds up being like my best friend before we get off the phone. Long story short, they're not doing a fucking thing for me. Not a thing. She's actually, she starts telling me a completely different story. Oh, we know you called. I said, she's like, oh, you spoke to someone this morning, do you know? I said, yep, I wrote it down. Her name is Audrey. She was actually really helpful. She couldn't help me. There were no other flights. So I told her I missed the flight. I can't get on the flight. Thank you very much. I said, I notified you guys. I didn't do no show. I called and said, I'm not going to make the flight. She's like, well, she booked you another flight as a courtesy. I'm like, no, she didn't. She's like, you're going tomorrow. She's like, where are you now? I said, I'm in Nashville. She said, see, she got you a flight. I said, no, she didn't. I flew Delta from Priceline. I paid $450 for it. And she's like, well, she put you on a flight for tomorrow. I'm like, no, she didn't. That's my fucking round trip ticket. I'm like, why do people keep arguing with me? I'm like, JetBlue's the one that canceled the first flight. She didn't understand that. I said, I called this morning. She's like, oh, I see the notes in here. I'm like, yeah, I asked her for another flight. Told her I couldn't make the flight. I'm not a no-show. I ate the ticket. I understand that. That's my fault. I'm not asking you for anything. And it has nothing to do with tomorrow's flight needs to be one more day. They wouldn't help me. I said, this girl just told me she was getting me on that flight for free. And because she told me that, I just booked a non-refundable hotel and I'm out another $200. She's like, I'm sorry, there's nothing we can do. I'm like, she's like, we can think about it. She's like, calm down. I said, please don't tell me to calm down. If you tell me to calm down, you're just going to make me more upset. And she was like, okay. Like, I was actually calm enough to be able to say that. So a calm down was not necessary. I was visibly upset. But I said, I spoke to 3 different people. And 3 different people have all told me 3 different things. The first girl told me she could get me on that flight. And that the only reason, well, she's like, till the system told her she couldn't. I said, let me finish. Until she said my one-time courtesy was used when JetBlue canceled my flight. No, that's when you, I said, when I called this morning, I didn't get a flight. I said, where's the one-time courtesy that was supposed to be available? It disappeared now. Whether it was this morning or yesterday or last week, doesn't matter. She's like, well, you had a basic blue. I'm like, yeah, I know. We don't give it. I mean, I even said to her at one point, her whole tune changed when I said to her, listen, I have to explain something to you. That first girl was really nice. You're actually not bad. I have no issue with you. You are respectful. You've been patient with me. I said, you're explaining things clearly and concisely to me. I don't have an issue with you, and I don't have an issue with the first girl I spoke to. My issue was with JetBlue, and I understand that you have rules to follow. I said, you and I have had a respectable conversation. I don't have any. The second one, because she's like, Carmen tried to tell you the same thing. So that's when I was like, let me explain something. Carmen was condescending and disrespectful. She spoke over me. She kept changing her story. And she kept arguing with me, telling me that I wasn't hearing her, but what she was telling me was wrong. I said, I asked to speak to someone else because she was simply condescending and disrespectful. She's like, I'm so sorry to hear that. Now all of a sudden she loves me because I tell her I don't have an issue with her. I'm like, but I just booked a second hotel. I'm like, now I'm out that fucking money again. I'm like, this is the most expensive concert I'm ever going to get to go to. She's like, but don't cancel your flight right now. Do it online. Think about it. She's like, and then you can book another one. We'll get you another flight. I said, no. It will not be JetBlue. I already knew Priceline had a ticket for $450 and JetBlue was $750. So it wasn't happening anyway. I said, no, it won't be JetBlue. I'll be closing my JetBlue credit card. No more mosaic tiles, whatever. She's like, I understand. I get off the phone. Meanwhile, I'm booking the hotel. I want to get the same hotel before I lose the one room. One room left, right? It said transaction failed. Please try again. It didn't go through. I'm like, I got too many windows open. So I complete the booking. They charged me twice. They fucking charged me twice. I now have 2 reservations. I have 3 reservations. 1 for today and 2 for tomorrow, booked within 30 seconds of each other, non-refundable, where there's only 1 room left to book, and they let me book it twice. I had to pause because the hotel is actually calling. So I go to the front desk and I said to the girl, I'm trying to check in. I'm looking at all my crap. There's a $200 hold for the car rental. That guy's trying to, he knows I had a rotten day. Let me see what I can do for you. I'm like, oh, you're so cool. He's like, any particular kind of car you want? Like, he's going to upgrade me. He wasn't upgrading me. He was upselling me. We'll get you better. I said, I don't care what I drive. I really don't care what I drive. He's like, you want a Mercedes? I was like, maybe. I'm like, no, actually, I don't, because I'll probably wreck it. And I don't want to, no. I'm like, he's trying to upsell me on a fucking Camry. I said, I'm getting a Trailblazer. I'll just take the thank you very much for being polite. But if you're going to try to help me because I had a bad day, that's great. Don't try to upsell me because I had a fucking bad day. Dude, really. Anyway, I go and walking into the hotel. I said to the girl, I just booked a room. This is where mascara ran. I booked another one for tomorrow because of the concert. She's like, yeah, I heard. Like, everybody knows. I'm like, they just charged me twice. It's non-refundable. And she's like, where did you book him? I'm like, hotels.com. She's like, you have to call them. I'm like, I know, but every time I tell them that, they tell me that they don't have no cancellation. That's the hotel fee. So, she's trying to check me, and she was wicked nice. She was just a really sweet girl. I reached out to hotels.com. And meanwhile, hotels.com was helping me earlier because the hotel I got canceled that was non-refundable from the flight that JetBlue cashed. I had to pay for that. I ate that $100. Hotels.com is getting it back for me. I mean, hotels.com. I swear by them. I swear by them. I don't know if it's because I have a gold status. I'm not platinum, but I'm gold. They have the most fantastic customer service. They're the ones that helped me when I was in London in the middle of the fucking night with a new hotel. Called the hotel immediately and said, this is not acceptable. They need a refund. Let them out. And it was done. I mean, fantastic. He got in touch with the hotel. I kid you, hotels.com is phenomenal. I'm chatting with him while she's checking me in. She said I can stay in the same room for 2 nights. That all I have to do is come back downstairs and re-sign the stuff the next day. $200 hold here, $200 hold there, $400 hold somewhere else. I don't know what the fuck. I got money out everywhere. I don't even know what I've spent. And I haven't eaten. Oh, that's candy. She's checking me in. She's looking at the different reservations. And she answers the phone and she's like, thank you for calling Comfort Inn Suites. You know, this is Malaya May. Can I put you on hold for a minute? Can I put you on a brief hold? So she does. And then a group of guys come in behind me. They're talking. They must have been concert people too. Everyone's talking about it. And she's like, where did you say you booked? I said, hotels.com. She's like, that's him. He just called. Because I'm chatting with him. I said, I got an error message. I booked twice. It let me book twice. The hotel is, the girl's right here at the desk. Here's her name. She said she'll give you permission to give me the refund. She knows it's a mistake. He got on the phone with the hotel in about 30 seconds. I've never had such good customer service other than hotels.com. Priceline's not bad, but hotels.com is out of this world. Tremendous service. So she just called me from downstairs. She wants me to come. She was going to put me on hold. I said, I'll just come down there. She's like, thank you. They're going to give me a refund. Okay, good. I'm like, I don't have any more money left. She was going to put me on hold because somebody walked in. I said, I'll just come down. She said she already got an email. She just hung up with the guy from hotels.com. He was helpful. They're confirming my confirmation numbers. And they're going to refund my money. Now I might go get something to eat. I have to pay $450 for a flight with American Airlines tomorrow. That comes in at 11 o'clock at night. Not tomorrow. Thursday. And now I have to tell a client that I'm going to have 1 day left to work on their house because I'm not going to miss the concert. So because I'm coming in so late, I'm not going to ask CJ to pick me up. So it's going to cost me $100 for an Uber or a Lyft from the airport. $450 to fly here one way today. $450 to fly home one way. And I think $250 for the first round trip ticket. $300 for the $319 for the concert ticket. $100 on the lost hotel room. $100 for the first night. $160 for the second night. $91 for the car rental. $75 for the tailgate party. $10 charge for the Lyft. Went $91. I have a $91 hold on my checking account from Lyft for the ride I didn't take. They told me I was paying $10. I saw that. Now suddenly there was no hold on it yesterday. Now today there's a $91 hold. I don't even know how much. It's like what, I haven't even eaten yet. Is that $1,500? $1,800? I don't even know. If anybody in AC/DC dies before tomorrow, and this concert's canceled, I'm gonna fuck somebody up. And then I get an email that says the concert was rescheduled, and not for an hour. Not until an hour goes by do I get another one that says the concert's tomorrow. If you can't make it, we'll give you a refund. I don't want a refund. I want to see them. But how unbelievable with the JetBlue. Doesn't sound that bad right now when I'm saying it. When I was living it at the time, it was awful. Touchdown. Tailgate canceled. Tammy the Car King's concert canceled. I gotta stop eating sour watermelon. I think I'm gonna head to Kid Rock's. I'm gonna have a low country lemonade with the delicious fries that they make, and one of their delicious bacon cheeseburgers. Storm today. It's supposed to be sunny tomorrow. Fuck my life. I'm broke. Now really. No. The plumber's supposed to come Thursday. I'm broke. I'll tell you. Comfort Inn and Suites in Nashville. Highly recommend them. This is my third time staying here. I'm going to have some breakfast in the morning. And they have an indoor pool. And the front desk is nice. And it's turquoise. And give Hotels.com a chance. They fucking rule. They rule. The funniest thing is, because I was only coming here for one day, I didn't pack anything. All my clown car fucking suitcase videos of the shit that I can jam into a suitcase, I didn't even do, it wasn't even a carry-on, like carry on a personal item. My carry-on was small enough that when they wanted to check it, I said, no, it fits under the seat. I carried it in like a bag. That's all I have. I have a set of pajamas, a bathing suit, 2 AC/DC t-shirts, a couple pairs of shorts, and a bathrobe. No makeup. I'm going to a fucking concert. I'm going to get dolled up and go to an AC/DC concert. No makeup, no hair products, no shampoo, no conditioner. I'll use the hotels, but I have no clothes. The jewelry that I'm wearing is all I have. No shoes, one pair. I'm like, what do I need? I'm going overnight. I don't need anything. Now I have nothing to wear. I have nothing to wear. I will not be unpacking in the bathroom. There's nothing to unpack. And the plot thickens. I went down to Kid Rock's. Luckily, the kitchen was open. I was finally able to eat. I rocked out with some really cool chicks. And my parking expired by like 20 minutes. And I got a $95 parking violation. I fucking paid online, and I just had too good a time for 20 minutes too long. And you can just add another $95 fucking dollars to the total of this shit show trip. But I may have made some friends for tomorrow for the concert. We'll see. There's got to be a lesson in this. I just don't know what the lesson is. I'm like, what is the lesson? What am I being punished for? Was I not nice to somebody? Maybe I was a really bad person in my last life, and karma's just coming back to full circle to bite my ass now. Fuck me, $95 fucking dollars. Good morning. I'm just gonna keep adding to this video. And I'm sort of a little happier today. I have a full belly from a yummy breakfast. It is the hotel that gives you two waffle options, original or blueberry. So I had some blueberry waffles with eggs, sausage patties, sausage
gravy. I skipped the biscuits, but I had muffins, scrambled eggs, and a lot of... I ate so much that some old Southern guy at the table next to me, I'm sure he meant no harm, and he's lucky I'm not a big check. Boy, you brought your appetite this morning. I was like, I bring my appetite everywhere I go. And then I'm like trying to justify it. I'm like, I work a very physical job. I eat a lot. And then I'm like, why the fuck am I explaining to this guy what I eat? Like, I know he meant nothing by it. But at the same time, I'm thinking, my gosh, if I were like a chubby, I would have lost my shit. Maybe just say nothing. Maybe just look at me in absolute amazement that I have 2 massive fucking plates of food in front of me and that you watched me wolf it all down. Thank goodness he wasn't there. An hour and a half later when I went back, I made another waffle and another plate of eggs and sausage and home fries. But I took that back to the room for snacks for later. I just want to tell you, JetBlue sort of redeemed themselves, but at the same time, I'm just pissed all over again. I was saying yesterday that the rep at JetBlue, the last rep I spoke to, was like, don't cancel your flight yet. Just, figure out what you want to do, and you have plenty of time. And then do it online if you're going to cancel it, because then you don't pay the $50 fee. So I went on last night, after I booked my new $450 one-way ticket home, tried to go online and cancel my JetBlue. And when it lets me go to a certain part, it's also telling me that my flight is eligible for a change and cancel waiver, a fee waiver, because they fucked up my first flight. I knew. So I get all the way to the end and it gets stuck on the change fee or cancel fee page. I went back and forth, round and round in circles. I finally get a rep on the phone, and I know I can pay a $100 cancellation fee. I've gone through this. And yes, I know I'm going to pay $50 because I booked it through a third party, and I now want you to service my third party agreement. She wants my credit card. She's like, I would love to know, what did she say? That you're okay with the $50 charge. I said, well, I would love to tell you that I'm not okay with the $50 charge, but I accept it. I have no choice. No, I'm not okay with it, but I accept it. I said, but you don't need my credit card for that. Just take it out of the additional credit for my flight. Oh, no. We take the $100 cancellation out of your flight. The $50 service charge for us canceling it, that gets paid on a credit card. I said, no, it doesn't. They didn't tell me that yesterday. I'm like, 3 different people didn't tell me that yesterday. I'm like, I'm not giving you my credit card to pay you to cancel my flight that I'm going to lose money. I'm like, I'm not even going to waste your time. I'm not going to yell at you. Just get me a supervisor. I was like, I'm just going to be Karen. I try not to cause problems. I'm always nice. I said, supervisor. And she's, supervisor. I'm like, oh, you want to see Karen? Karen's coming out. So I get we don't have supervisors. We have, let's call it whatever you want. Escalation unit. I know Carmen. I know Zinga. I know all of them I spoke to yesterday. Just put one of them on. Tell them it's Karen, who actually speaks English. I said, I've been on your website. I know I have to pay because I'm making you do it. I said, your website won't let me do it. I'm on the app. It's getting stuck. And she's like, let me look at this. I said, and I tried to do live chat. I didn't call you guys until I exhausted all my resources. So I'm still paying the $50. She's like, wait, your flight had a major disruption to it. I'm like, you think? Don't get me started. I said, I don't even want to get into it with you. I said, I spent an hour on the phone yesterday crying. And she's like, oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. I said, it's all right. I said, JetBlue, you did nothing for me. Nothing. And she's like reading the notes and she's like, what happened? I'm like, please don't. I'm like, I already paid $400. She's like, you did? I said, yeah. I told her. Then she knew everything. Hold on, please. Now I'm thinking, get me on that flight. They wouldn't put me on yesterday for free. And I have 23 hours to cancel my flight with Priceline. I mean, even Priceline gives you 24 hours to cancel. She comes back on the phone and says, yeah, the system's giving me a hard time also. But hold on. It gave you a hard time. You have to know how to do your fucking job to be able to get around when there's a special circumstance. Not that I did something wrong, but that there were multiple issues that happened in there, none of which really had anything to do with me. So she's like, hang on a second. Now, there's a workaround. So she comes back and she's like, I read these notes. I don't know what happened yesterday, but I'm just going to, I have $292 going back on your credit card. I'm just refunding the whole flight. I'm like, thank you so much. It helps. I mean, it doesn't cover the $900 I've now paid. And she's like, what? I said, yeah. She's like, I don't know why they couldn't figure it. I said, I don't know why they couldn't figure it out yesterday either. So I said, you have helped me more in 5 minutes than 3 different people, 2 of which were escalation people, for over an hour with me crying on the phone to them yesterday. She's like, I know what happened with that concert. We've been getting phone calls all over the place. The concert being rescheduled was all over the news, apparently before I even landed. They knew about this storm coming in, and everybody swore that they were going to play on. They played Taylor Swift in the rain. They played Beyonce in the rain. They were going to, the concert's going on. They canceled that concert like an hour or 2 before it was set to start. And people, I guess it was a big fucking deal that they, and I'm not blaming the band. It's whoever the event coordinators are. Because they swore all over the news yesterday morning. It didn't matter. This storm was coming. They knew about it. And they were playing on. And at the last fucking minute, they canceled it. Anyway, JetBlue did what they should have and could have done yesterday. So all those, I wish there was something we could do. There is. You just need to know how to do your fucking job and give a shit. Have some compassion. Have some empathy. I mean, I spoke to the last one respectfully. I spoke to the first one respectfully. I started speaking to the second one respectfully. But she didn't earn it and deserve it. Fuck her. I'm happy that I got it back because it's validating. I told her today, I was made to feel yesterday like I did something wrong. Like I was asking for something that I wasn't supposed to get, or that, was there an exception? Possibly, like a courtesy. I said, but they were telling me that I had already changed my flight multiple times on different days. They were insisting that my original round trip ticket, the return flight, was a change. They insisted that my missed flight was a change. I mean, I felt like I was being accused of trying to get away with something. And that just wasn't the case. You guys, at this point, anyone who watches this channel knows, if some shit's gonna happen, it's gonna be to me. I am not gonna waste my time trying to get away with something, because doing the right thing doesn't even work out for me most times. So I'm not gonna try to fucking scam anything. It doesn't behoove me to do so. She's like, I'm so sorry. I said, I gotta tell you, I'm glad that you said that, because I told them yesterday I was done with JetBlue. I was going to cancel my JetBlue credit card or my Mosaic shit. And she's like, I just don't understand what. I said, yeah, 3 different people. I think what happened yesterday was they all had each other's back. One of them fucked up, and the other 2 were like, don't worry, you made a mistake. One lies, the other one swears to it. We can't do anything. Well, in 5 minutes, this fucking girl just wiped away my whole charge. She probably could have gotten me on that flight for free, the way the first girl was going to yesterday. When the first girl hit the glitch, she wasn't an escalation supervisor. So she didn't have the authority or the knowledge to bypass it. And when she tried to get someone to do it, that Carmen bitch wasn't going to let it happen. Let me explain. Fuck you, Carmen. I'm calling ice on that bitch. I might just waste a sunny day and fucking sleep until it's time to go to the tailgate party. And that company, by the way, is fantastic. It's Tailgaters Event Planning. They work with the host of the venue as a third-party coordinator for food and beverages and like add-on parties. I don't know how many tailgater tickets they sold, and I'm emailing them. I mean, I get cancellation or reschedule for today. I can't be here tomorrow. Sorry. Can I have a refund? And within like a half an hour, I got a response where this is not going to go well. And they were like, we'll give you a credit to any tailgate party that you want to go to in the future. But let us know first before you decide, because if you stay and you see the concert, you're welcome to join it. I wound up sending like 6 emails back and forth between the 2 of us where I'm like, no, I said I managed to $800 more. I'm going to stay. I'll be there. And they actually emailed back and they were like, that's such great news, Heather. We can't wait to hang out with you tomorrow. We hope you have a great time. It was like, I'm like, dude, you must be getting inundated by thousands of, your phone's got to be blowing up, whatever, with thousands of emails from people. Don't worry about responding to me. I'm like, thanks, I appreciate it. I think you're a fucking swell stand-up guy. And I'm definitely going to do a review on that shit. I don't know, I got to figure out what company it is. I know it's Tailgaters, but they have great reviews. And I don't know what this company is, because all I did was get a random email that said, hey, join the party. I'm like, I ain't got no friends. What party? Can I come? I did make friends at Kid Rock's last night, like this whole group of girls and their husbands and stuff. And so I told them about the tailgate party, and I'm thinking I might meet them there. 2 of those bitches had fucking tits. They all had tits. Tickets in the pit. So I didn't buy the pit tickets this time. I'm like, it's only that big on the map. And she's laughing. I'm like, I don't have that. So they're in the pit. Fuck it. Let me see how much tickets are. I spent so much fucking money at this point. I won't pay my mortgage. Let me get in the pit. Get in the pit and try to love someone. There aren't even tickets available. It is sold the fuck out. I'm like, well, if I can scalp my ticket, put it towards a better ticket. I think that'll be the end of this fucking ridiculous video, but Comfort Inn and Suites in Nashville is fantastic. Very good breakfast. The most reasonable rates in the entire city. Additionally, the best reviews. 9.4, 9.2. Fantastic reviews. Super clean rooms. Fabulous breakfast. Great amenities. Friendly staff. Just overall, this is not my first stay here. I've stayed here, I think, 3 times now. I love this place. That tailgater thing, really cool. Great customer service. The weather was out of their hands, but let me tell you something. The weather generated a lot of fucking revenue for Nashville. And JetBlue and Delta and American, they all made money on flight changes and additional flights. Hotels made extra money. I mean, I know AC/DC didn't do it. But I'll just tell you right now, if anything horrible happens and I don't make it out of that concert for some reason, just know that I died happy and that the chain of events and the perfect storm that led up to my potential demise was meant to be. And I just accept that was, and I went out with a bang. Don't feel sorry if I don't make it back. Because if I die watching AC/DC, I die happy. I just don't really want to be on the highway to hell. I'm coming up to you, heaven. Have a great day, guys. And feel free to leave those questions and comments. And give me a like and a subscribe. Later.